Oh, so now they're actually all jostling for the port end start. This is interesting. We now have 5 teams jostling for who will be the highest boat on port.
Yeah, it's 5 against 3. How long to the start? Less than a minute.
Less than a minute to the start.
They're closing in on the start. Start line is between the orange flag on the starting vessel and on the orange flag on the
they're accelerating here.
The,
the Croatians dug deep to get below the line, but they came off cleanly, and they're off. And then we'll see all these boats ducking on port. James Peters, another good start from him. This young fellow's got a bright future, I'm sure. The French tacking off early. That's Julien Dottori. He obviously was getting pinched out by the Irish. Didn't feel he could live there. He doesn't look too bad on the guys coming towards us. And then we've got just the Croatians and the Irish heading out to the left gate. There's the Irish tacking. Now the Croatians will have to follow suit as they get to the boundary, and then we're already at the close boundary here. Let's see how Alan Norgard does as he approaches the boundary, and he's got James Peters to deal with, who will be able to attack. Alan having to go behind. He won't like that. Let's see let's stick on that camera and see if Alan tries to his shoulder trapezing technique. See if we can watch him stand up there. He did it in the first race. Let's see.
He's climbing up. He's climbing up. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit more or see it on the on-water camera.
Well,
yeah, he is standing out there.
He's not doing.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see.
It's too zoomed out for him to get him, but yeah, he is just flying up
so
there.
What
he's
about
in terrible
right away?
Position. He's in dirty air, but he's still holding in there, maybe because he can get so much leverage. We'll see what pays off. Our race 1 winner, Carlos Paz, just tacking at the lane boundary. He's on port. He'll have a lot of ducking to do there, it looks like.
I can't believe he's doing it on this narrow action-rich course. Unbelievable, but he's going fast. He is closing in.
Even though he's in bad air.
Climbing down.
And he just climbed down. That's him done. Carlos Paz coming through. He is crossing Martin from Poland. Yes, he is. So Carlos Paz, our current leader, coming towards us. And now we've got Julien Dottori. Dottori, that's right, coming towards us. He's in boat 6. The Croatians having another good race here in boat 4, and the Irish holding in as well. Looks like all 4 of those have clear air. Alan Norgard on the hip, clear air as well. He's our leader. No, that's actually Jan Richaud and Matthew Frey in boat 6. Sorry, Julien Dottori is in 7. So he's leading the race right now. Carlos Paz is just tacking. I wonder if he's on the ley line. He could have had another boat length. Yes, we see that. Matthew Frey and Jan Richaud tacking in the same spot. The Croatians are going to under-tack them and try and pinch them out to the windward mark. Let's see how good their tack is. Both extend on the wire and accelerate forward, but then dip themselves in, and off they go. Good lead here for the French, and now we've got...
terrible tack for Alan Norgard. I wonder if he can make the ley line right there.
And James Peters, we saw our having early success in this race, all the way already in last. The guys are piling around this windward mark. All 7 of them really tight with just the leaders, Matthew Frey and Jan Richaud extending. Alan Norgard with the jibe set, the rest with the straight sets. And...
not a good race for James Peters.
Yeah, he rounded in last, but there we go. We see the fleet coming downwind. Alan Norgard extending nicely. He'll be actually giving some of those guys a little bit of bad air. He's looking really good here. It's the long jibe downwind, which means he'll be spending more time on it than the starboard jibe. Look at that lead from Jan Richaud. He's already dropping his spinnaker to come into the leeward gate.
Very early drop.
Yeah, wow, let's see how much Alan has gained on this. He's come all the way to the ley line. He jibe set.
Terrible jibe. Not a good jibe for him, but he is going to make it on the inside, on the left mark. We're going to see him coming in the view in a second. Taking the right hand.
So just like that, mark. Alan Norgard from 6th to tied for 2nd or 3rd, I guess you might say. Oh, a little bit of action there.
And they capsized. Who is that?
That is Carlos Paz. That's our series leader right now, and he's going to go straight turtle.
Terrible drama.
Hurt his chances. We see Alan Norgard coming into the foreground, and our leader leaving. And I'll just slow down and let the action speak for itself.
Hitting the ley line right there.
James Peters recovered nicely as well. He bounces back and forward, doesn't he, James? He's showing a lot of gumption.
Pavel Kostov looks ahead, but Mathieu Frey is way ahead of him.
Okay.
I reckon. Or, well, maybe not. Maybe the cross is going to be fairly tight.
Yeah, good gains here for the guys who went around the left gate. Only Matthew Frey's lead has just dropped down to only a couple boat lengths from what was quite a substantial lead, and Alan Norgard The shoulder trapezing technique didn't work for him, but jibe setting sure did. Let's go to our virtual leaderboard here and check in with how things are going halfway through this race.
So, Mathieu Fry.
Look how close that has tightened up the standings with Carlos Paz dropping down to last in this race. It's unbelievably close. Every single person in this race will still have a chance to go in.
We've seen that pattern at Olympic Games and medal races where everything can happen up to the last race.
I don't think we've ever seen it happening this fast, though, have we?
That's certainly the most dramatic 49er sailing I have seen.
And the French had a really comfortable lead on that first downwind, but now they're under a bit of pressure.
Ellen Norgard is actually closing in. They're not far ahead anymore.
Yeah. And then James Peters up into fourth. Here we go. We get the windward mark rounding. There go the French in the lead, Croatians in second. Here's Alan Norgard in third. Let's watch them jibe set. Or watch them set. They jibe set the last one. Let's see if they try and break that out again, because it was very successful for them. No, straight set for them. Probably under too much pressure. James Peters, wonderful rounding from him. He is now blocking Alan from jibing, and then they'll jibe simultaneous. Let's stay on those two and see what happens. Couple motorboat waves they just went over. Actually, Alan's gone over those really nicely. He might be able to get through. He takes the chance.
Simultaneous jibes. Can he roll him?
Oh, look at
that. Can James roll him?
Wonderful
Beautiful jibe by Alan Norgard.
Wonderful boat handling. You know, he took those waves just a little bit better and was able to accelerate through to hold a spot. Well done.
So here's the battle. Youth world champion against bronze medalist. Really? Oh, is he rolling him? No,
this is a different battle.
All
this
right.
is the battle for the lead. This is the Croatians rolling the French for the lead. They both go into simultaneous jibes, as we'll see a lot in 49er sailing, and we'll see better jibe for the French. This is coming in on the finish line. Let's see if we can see if the French can roll them right into the finish, and
it's really,
too close
really
to call. The French capsized right at the finish line. They were obviously giving it all they could.
Through the finish.
No problem there. Let's get on the next battle. That's Alan Norgard coming in for third place, followed by James Peters. And well done to them. We've got Julien Dottori coming through, it looks like in fifth to me as well. Who's that? Poland, probably, with that red flag. Not a good angle to see their sails in this scenario. And I guess we'll see Carlos Paz, our previous leader, come through in last after capsizing at that leeward gate. Wow, that's an awful lot of action.
Let's look at that in the replay, in the 3D replay.
You ready for it?
Almost.
Okay.
Look how close it got at the finishing line. Just a second. Let me display those boats.
Yeah, so we saw Jan Richaud, the boat behind, trailing here. Mathieu Frey and Jan Richaud together, but they had taken the wind, and let's see who...
Too close to call. We have to call the race officer to find out who finished first there.
Officer. Let's get him on the phone and find out who won that race. Unbelievably close. Should we take the liberty of showing the...
yes, we will. That is
take
preliminary,
the liberty of showing
of course.
The overall scores. There is, it's impossible for us to tell who was first across the line in that race, the Croatians or the
but
Mathieu
according
Frey.
to the GPS-based finish, in the lead now is Pavel Kostov.
Just
with
like
the first
that.
place in that race. Second place, Alan Norgard, 10 points. Carlos Paz with a capsize in that race. 8th place, dropped down to 3rd with 12 points. Still easily qualifiable for the top 4. Then we have James Peters, the youth world champion, already climbed to 4th. It would be amazing if he would make it into the grand final and actually
possibly win.
And actually maybe win this regatta. What a day would that be for him. But there is Mathieu Fry and Rochelieu in in 5th place. You're from Canada, you speak French, so you call out the French names. 15 points, not much in it really. Ryan Seaton, 16 points, and even to the 8th place, it's not that many points to make it to the cut of 4th place.
Mathematically very tricky. Julien would have to have a lot of things happen correctly in order for him to advance, but still technically possible.
This SAP Sailing Analytics crew is going to get the results from the official results from the Finnish boat now, and then we can display the corrected results before we go into that last race.